This is Grassin Prison, France. And this man is Pascal Payet, located in his maximum security wing, and in about 10 minutes, he will be a free man. But how did Pascal end up in this situation, and why exactly are these circumstances so stupid? Pascal Payet got charged with 30 years of imprisonment when he killed an officer in a shootout during a bank robbery.
Prison. Elna.
So then from the inside of his cell, he managed to organize and execute his first prison escape via hijacked helicopter in 2001.
Oh wow, ça worked pretty well.
He thought. And so he decided to use the exact same strategy again, to help 3 of his friends, with whom he committed the bank robbery, escape another prison in France. When he was caught, he was placed into solitary confinement to prevent escapes, and was also not allowed to stay for more than about 6 weeks in each prison, so he wouldn't be able to get too familiar with his surroundings to organize another escape. Measures this extreme to prevent breaking out were almost never used, so that's how able to escape he was actually perceived. 1, 2, 3, 4. And now we're here, Grassin Prison in France.
Food is here.
Right before the shift change, the guards start food round in the solitary confinement wing. Pascal is preparing for bed, at least so it seems, and especially today no one is expecting an escape. And why is that? Well, today is July the 14th, 2007, super coincidentally Bastille Day, one of the biggest French holidays celebrating the French Revolution. People are celebrating in the streets, guards are preparing to go home to their families, and the local helicopter service, Azur Helicopters, is going about regular tourist bookings.
Bonjour, how may I help you?
Said Rouvet to the 4 friendly men that pointed guns at him. The prison break has officially started. The criminals forced the pilot to get into a helicopter with them. The police were alerted in an instant, but too late. They were already airborne and on their way to the prison. Now, they forced the pilots to fly at really low altitude, so they wouldn't appear on anyone's radar. And so, before the police forces were even able to mobilize, they neared the prison complex after only about 5 minutes after hijacking the helicopter. Now, their timing was impeccable, because they calculated their arrival to line up perfectly with the guards' shift change, which, especially on a holiday, was a little more hectic than usual. At about 6:29 PM, they arrive at the prison, and guards start to take notice. Okay, so the helicopter is landing on the roof, but why is no one shooting? It is such an obvious and blunt situation that there must be a way of stopping it, right? The problem is that the guards have found themselves in quite a predicament, since it is a hostage situation. Shooting might endanger the hostage, so they are only allowed to shoot when being fired upon. One of the 4 men stays in the helicopter holding the hostage at gunpoint, while the other 3 criminals duck and run across the roof to the next rooftop door. By using a gasoline-powered multisaw, they cut the door open with ease and enter the prison complex. Only now have the alarms gone off, and guards are starting to act. However, since Payet is so close to the roof, they reach a cell in no time, without encountering a single guard. Not even 3 minutes upon landing, they start cutting through Payet's cell door. After 1 minute, the door flies open.
Bonjour, Motafukers.
Said Pascal, standing there in his fancy prison underwear. And now the race to the roof begins. However, since everything is so extremely well timed and fast, the guards were pretty much still preparing when the 4 criminals emerged through the door back to the roof. The guards are racing up the stairs, really quite close behind them, while the other guards in the watchtower have no way of stopping the escape from happening. And so, in his prison underwear, jetting across the roof, Payet and his accomplices entered the helicopter and took off after stealing it exactly 10 minutes prior. They left the prison and landed near the coast, where they left the pilot unharmed and used an escape vehicle. 2 months later, he was caught in Spain and held prisoner in a still secret location to make escaping absolutely impossible. And with that, Pascal Payet is the world record holder for executing the most prison escapes via helicopter,